So any fans of Almar knives? My dad had a bunch of these old. This is the what I believe was called the Woodsman. He had a bunch of these. This is actually a really big knife. Hold it up to the camera here. You can see the Almar logo right there. And this has like a gold logo too. It's kind of worn off. He had a bunch of these Almar knives. I remember these. Well, I don't know. I think he had some that I can't find that I remember from when I was younger, like in the maybe late '80s, early '90s. But these models, I'm not sure. Some of these seem a little bit more recent, but they're pre Almar becoming made in China. So it was bought out by. So Almar was I think he's like I was looking at the wiki page. I don't know his story, but I looked into it, and I found a couple other sites said the same. But I guess he was a son of like Chinese immigrants or something, and he was like I don't know, it was a Navy SEAL or special forces or something. But then started making knives, and he was making them in, or at least the blades are these say Seki Japan, like some Spydercos. He was making them in Japan, or the blades were made in Japan. Maybe some of them possibly made, assembled in USA, and then as of late they were bought by some some corporate entity, and now they re-released actually this, what's it called, the Siri 2000. I think I'll come back to this knife in a second. And now it's like super cheap, but instead of being like a $250 $300 knife, whatever they used to be, they're like $40, but they're kind of junk made in China, not these nice Japanese blades made by you know real knife makers like with history. These like Seki Japan, like this is like an old knife sword city in Japanese history and stuff. This one, I don't know what this model's called. It's kind of cool. Plastic handle, but it says Almar. Same deal with the blade. A little basic folder. This one actually looks like it's some kind of special or numbered edition. You can see. I gotta get my face out of this. 94 of 200. So that one's kind of cool. They're all users. You could tell he wore them out. This one's kind of interesting. It's a little stubby one. I think it's called a stout. But this one also says 88 of 200 first production. Hopefully you can see that there. Kind of neat. Little tiny knife. This one I was looking at on eBay, and these are selling for like I don't know, $150 or something. So I'm not going to use that. It's too valuable. These I think were called the ultralights. This is this tiny little version. They kind of have a neat blade. It's really, this one is kind of stiff. The blade's like a fake spear or something they call it, where the back sort of looks like it's sharpened, but it's not. This isn't sharp here, but it has a bevel. No clip or anything on this one. You could put a lanyard, I guess, through it. This one, AUS 8, I guess, is the steel. FM Co. Japan. Maybe this one's not Seki Japan anymore. This is, I think, a newer model, because you could see this one, which actually is the same material. All these handles are the same material. I don't think it's micarta. It's something light, something like carbon fiber-ish. This is the ultralight, and that's like a tiny version. Hold this guy to the camera. Until I use these, the blades are a little scratched up. Let's see if no, this just says product of Japan. This one's a little bit more normal size. I mean, it's long, I guess, a little more normal size. The clip he had taken off it and had just had a lanyard through this hole. I think I know why now. If you look at this, the clip slides back and forth. So this must have just gotten worn over time from pocket wear, and the clip's not tight. But I don't plan to, wear this. This one's kind of cool. It's kind of neat that these look. It's like the same knife, just one's like a tiny version. It's kind of neat. Maybe I should have held these up a little closer to the camera. As an example, I was talking about this one being big. I mean, look at the size difference on this. Much bigger blade. It's at least an inch longer blade. And then this one, same deal. I hold up the blade. It's like almost 2 inches difference. So the coolest one. I mean, I think there's one other one that's an Almar. This one, like I think it's called the Seri 2000, Seri 2000 Japan, or I don't know if that's maybe a reference to the. I've seen these online. You could still buy these 200 something bucks, but I think they're discontinued because this is the Japanese one. But this is a cool knife. Really freaking big. Has a great grip on it. Really good hand purchase. Nice style blade. Liner lock on this one, a little more modern. So I think this must have been probably a more recent knife, considering you can still buy these Japanese ones. The made in China one looks the same, except for the blade marking isn't as nice, and it's obviously made in China and very cheap. It's like 40 bucks, but that's no thanks. It's like a throwaway knife. This whatever you call this, the pins for your thumb to open it. It's cool. Oh, also one other thing, the new made in China ones have the whatever the assisted release, where when you close the blade, there's a little tang that sticks out that you can flip with your finger and it pops the blade open like a lot of knives do. That's kind of become the new hotness now. But I don't know. Those are fine. I got one of those from my dad's stuff, but I've never been a big fan. It's kind of like more simple, and I like the thumb open. I think this works. It's just quick enough. That's fine. That works. This one's I think my favorite. This one's really cool. The Woodsman I think is neat just because it's freaking huge. I mean that is a big long knife, but I wouldn't carry this around. This is ridiculous. This is gonna get attention that you don't want. And it's not really benefiting you. But I guess if it's a Woodsman, maybe they thought you'd take it out. But like for what I'm carrying right now, and this is also another one I got from my dad's estate. He had a ton of knives, and my brothers just divided them. Is this buck? It's a little stiff, so I'm hoping it wears in. I don't know. It's kind of stiff, but just a real basic buck made in USA. I forget what this model's called. It's S30V steel. That's a cool knife. It's just a basic liner lock, nothing fancy. I honestly like to carry Swiss Army and Victorinox and that stuff normally, but just with the tools and stuff. But I don't know. There's something about these old Almars. I don't know. I guess it just reminds me of my dad. I don't know. There was one. You know what? I don't have all of them here. There's one that I found. I'll come right back. Okay, so if any Almar I don't know, fans or people who know the history of the brand, this is kind of what I remember. But this one has like a brown wood handle. Hopefully that's coming out well. This is what I remember him having. No nothing new, fancy, just old school. You gotta open it with the nail nick, and this is also old. Where this is made in Japan, Seki Japan, Almar. This blade's different though. The blade kind of has it's almost like a matte finish. It's only the bevel of the fake spear point and the actual blade are shiny. You can see it's kind of matte. But this is what I remembered. I remember the Almars. I feel like I remember him having, growing up, looked more like this. Because this company started, again, I saw it on like a few, Wiki, which I don't trust, but I cross-referenced it with some other knife pages. And it seems like they started, it was either the late 80s, I don't have it in front of me, or right around maybe 91 or something. That's kind of funny. This alignment, this blade isn't actually set. People always get all OCD. This blade isn't centered in this knife. It's not touching the brass liner, I guess, but it's a little close. But I don't know. Old school. Maybe it's not bent. I don't know. Still a cool knife. I wouldn't carry this one either. A little too long, but I don't know, I guess it's not that much longer than the buck I'm carrying, but no clip, and I don't know, it's just too nice with the brass liners. Look at that. That's nice. Just I don't know, too classy. It's almost like a case knife. Like grandpa's knife, really nice build and timeless, but not something you really want to beat up. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit. If you look closely at this, tolerances. It's not as I don't know. It's not as precise, I guess. as some of the like modern knives you look at, but this is really classy. But this is what I remembered. But I swear they didn't have a brown wood like this. I remember them this style with the steel up here and then the handle, but more of like a material like this black, something black. So I never found those at his house looking through them. So either my memory's wrong or he got rid of them and got different ones, or maybe this was it and I just my memory's a little bit off. But I remember these. I remember him being into the Almar, and I guess why he wasn't anymore is because the brand kind of cheaped out, and like many brands sold out, and is now a shell of what they used to be. They used to make really nice stuff, and now they make junk. Yeah, you can kind of see that with Spyderco now. Some of the Spyderco stuff. I was just looking on Amazon. There's Bird BYRD by Spyderco, and it's just like budget made in China Spyderco for the mass. I guess for the person who's not willing to spend 100, $200 on a nice knife, that's who that's for. But I'd rather get something nice that lasts. This one I don't know. I'm kind of digging this one. I'm keeping this on my desk. It's good. Open an envelope or cut some. I was cutting some foam with it. Kind of neat. You can see the little spring bar inside there, and I don't know. It's kind of neat. Anyway, you know anything about Almar knives, history, maybe some models back in the day, just any kind of details or what you want to share. Maybe you have a memory, maybe your dad used to have them too. Share, post in the comments. I'm curious to hear from you guys. Later.